What's up there everyone, Citrus Aviation here with another video. Today we have the very first Model Aviation News monthly video. I'm pretty sure this is the very first one up on YouTube that anyone has done, basically where we cover Model Aviation News. And I have a special guest with me today. We have Swiss 400 on the line.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you very much for having me on this show. So I'm very excited for this video. We both had the same idea at the pretty much same time, so yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'll have Swiss 400's channel linked in the description. He's got really good content for the size of the channel that he's got, so yeah, go check him out. And yeah, he's a somewhat recent collector, if I'm correct on that.
Yeah, I started collecting only half a year ago.
Well, you already have a pretty good collection for that time period, so you're well on your way.
It's not too bad, yeah.
Yeah, as this is the first monthly running of the show, we're trying some things, so we might change things as the future months go on, but yeah, we're gonna start with 3 categories for this month. We're gonna do releases, and we're gonna do molds, and then we're gonna do drama, which obviously there's lots of drama that happens, but last month was kind of quiet. So yeah, this video is for the month of August 2020, covering the news that happened last month. So with that being said, we'll get started with the releases. We're not necessarily gonna go in depth on these, but we're just kind of gonna do an overview. Anyway, so over here I have on Panda Fox Toys. As I'm subscribed to the newsletter, we get the releases. So we're gonna start with the JC Wayne's releases. They actually look pretty decent.
Yeah, can you clue me in on the releases once again? I did not see them yet.
Yeah, so for JC Wayne's, in one photo they released a Wizz Air A321,
Yes.
A321, Thomas Cook A330, Norwegian 737 MAX 8, and a Malta Air / Ryanair 738, and that's in the Ryanair livery. Alright, that's 1/400. 1/200 they have an Air New Zealand Dash 8 Q300. I know a couple people have been asking for that one. A Tiger Air A320, Air Mexico 737-700, and then yet another special. Korean MD-80. I didn't really know they even had those. And then ANA 737-500. So yeah, that.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah. Well, they released a few more, like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. I think those are the ones that you saw previously, but.
Yeah, some of them, like I just saw the ones that were on their Instagram. You know, 1 to 200 scale ones.
Yeah, the Beluga XL really looks nice.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Yeah. So JC Wayne's doing good stuff as usual. Oh, and also congrats on getting your free JC Wayne's model from him too.
Oh yeah, thank you very much.
Alright.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Alright, moving on, we have the Phoenix Malls releases. So, one nice thing I like this newsletter, they sell the ones that just arrived and they sell the new releases. So, Phoenix doesn't release quite as many models as some other companies do. And it appears that it's all 1 of 400 this month. They have had 1 or 200 releases in the past, if you might remember a few years back, but they had some real quality issues and that sort of thing. So I think they kind of gave up on that.
Yeah, what I heard from the place where I buy my models from is that I think, I'm not sure, but they said some other company took basically over to the 1 to 200 scale for them.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't know.
Yep, go ahead.
I can't remember the company though.
Yeah, to be honest, the 1 to 200 models were kind of crap. So, yeah. Anyway, for this month, looking at what arrived, some of the highlights I'd mention would be the China Airlines 747s, the Qatar 787, which actually is another topic I want to talk about with licensing. We'll talk about that near the end, because that's an interesting topic. The 2 Singapores are really interesting, the new 333 and the A350. I'm actually really interested in that 333 because it's one of the new ones, even though I have the previous release they did 4 years ago. That was an old Singapore 333, and this one's a new one that was delivered in 2017, I think.
Okay,
Plus the old release was was an aircraft that was delivered in 2006. So yeah.
Wait. The mold is the same one though, no?
I think so, but they have made a couple changes. There's a new Wi-Fi box up front.
Okay.
So it fits there's a new Singapore cabin that came out a couple years back, so they're modeling that now too. So that's cool.
Alright, yeah.
Alright, new releases. This is stuff that you all want to see. Highlights for me, I would say the KLM 747s. Really cool. And
Yeah,
the China Airlines 777, I'm kind of interested in that.
okay.
And then the BA Landor 222 is really cool. I don't really know if anyone had made that in the past, so yeah.
That's also from the new releases?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What do you?
Didn't have that one on my...
Yeah. What do you think of them?
Well, yeah, the KLM ones are pretty cool, I would say, but I think the Phoenix 747 mold is not quite as good as the other ones. But other than that, I mean, the Hi-Fly A330 Neo looks pretty cool too.
Yeah.
But personally, I'm not going to get any of them. Also, the Virgin Atlantic A350 1000, but once again, I think if I'm getting one, I'd probably go for the Aviation 400.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Hi-Fly. Yeah. Aviation 400 is kind of hard to come by, so I need to find a retailer that sells them.
You should take a look at eBay. Actually, I found. I can send you the link afterwards, where I find quite a few. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, and then moving on to NG models. Again, we're not going in depth on these necessarily. We're just kind of skimming over them, seeing what we like. NG, yes, they also did the Qatar 789. For me, the highlight is definitely the Southwest 738 and all the ARJ. All the ARJ 21s, and then the 1200 CRJ 200 new livery. That's really cool.
Yeah, I really like the Southwest one. I don't know why they did not release another new livery one though, because I mean, now they have released two in the Canyon Blue and just one in the Hard livery. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. There are more variants of the Canyon Blue Dash 800, but really. We could have a couple more Heart ones. They could like do the Heart 1 livery or the Heart 2 special livery. And there is also a few, not many, but there are a few current livery 738s without the split skimmy tires, so they could do that.
Yeah, that would have been cool, I think. Other than that, I think the DSP, of course, is a big talking point.
Oh yeah, so this is the new mold for them. They're doing 7% SP. The A350 is rumored to come next month, so that'll be really exciting.
Yeah.
I think they did make the right choice for the very first 747 SP. It's a very iconic one that a lot of people will be interested in.
You mean that they did the Las Vegas Sands? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think like a Pan Am would have been more fitting. That would have been pretty cool as the first one.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I mean the Las Vegas Sands is still useful today. I think maybe that was the thinking behind it.
Yeah, that's probably. And I'm sure they'll do more in the future. Usually when they come from new mold, they only do like one model. So it wouldn't surprise me like next month we get the American and the Pan Am 747 7 SPs.
Yeah.
If they do a Saudia, I'll be getting that one.
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Alrighty, so on to Gemini Jets. And they also did the Qatar 7879.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
The only one that hasn't done it yet is like JC Wings. But that's because
yeah.
JC Wings and Gemini Jets are kind of the same company, I think. Or very similar.
Yeah, they don't really do the same airplanes.
Yeah, they don't compete with each other directly. So what in here looks really interesting to you are the Gemini Jets ones.
Well, of course, the United 777.
Yeah.
That one is pretty nice, and also the Florida one.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited for that. And they did the Illinois one in 1 to 200 scale, so that would be a cool model.
Yeah, that one would be also pretty cool in 1 to 400 scale. Hopefully they release it like next month or something.
Yeah, so guys, if you're interested, the Southwest will probably sell out. So if you want to get it, you better make those pre-orders.
I think Southwest models in general always tend to sell out.
Yeah, there's only been a couple that haven't. So yeah, so that's it for the releases. Generally, what do you think of this last month of releases from model companies?
Well, I think they're actually all pretty good. If I would have to say which one is the weakest, probably from my standpoint, it would be the JC Wings one, just because I cannot really use any of their new models for my airport.
Yeah,
and the Phoenix one looks alright, but I think Gemini Jets and NG models wins it this month.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to new molds, and that's something that we're moving on to the next part, and that is we have some new molds. So there's 3 to talk about. Obviously we kind of touched on already with the NG models once, but there's the new 747 SP mold. They just released the first model out this month. And then there is to be an A350 mold, and that is coming out supposedly in September, so that'll be really exciting.
Yes, and the JC Wings 747 also.
Yes. Yeah, so JC Wings also has their new 747 flaps down mold. Now this is one they've had in 1-200 for a couple of years. So what they've been doing with these flaps down molds is they'll release in 1-200 first, and then a year or two later they'll release the 1-400 version. That gives them enough time to test the mold out to make sure it's a solid mold, and they really look good so far, the ones I've had. So far they've done the 787, the 850, and the 777. And I have 2 787s and a 777 flaps down. They're really nice, and I know you have a 777F with flaps down.
Exactly, yeah.
And they just showed the mold images for the 747-400, and it looks amazing, absolutely beautiful. Particularly the 747, how complicated their flaps are, makes it look amazing when they're in the extended version. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what that looks like in a 1-400 scale.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. The 747 has my favorite flaps. It just looks absolutely amazing when they're extended. Yeah, the only worry I have is that they could be pretty fragile, you know?
Yeah.
With the 777, or especially with the 787, they're not that complicated, so it's pretty easy to do it in 1-400. But with the 747, the way it looks, it could be pretty fragile.
Yeah, I agree with that. But we're looking forward to getting it. It should be. I would expect it to arrive in about a year's time, because that's just how long JC Wings takes to bring out their models.
Yeah, well, I just looked at yesterday's Aviation, and I found an article on his website. It was like 1 or 2 years ago, where JC Wings already teased the new mold, the 747 in 1-400 scale. So I hope it will arrive a little bit sooner than 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I asked them about when it's gonna be released. They did not give me a specific date, but they said that the first model that was planned was an Air China one, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so an Air China 747-400?
Yeah, sounds like it.
Okay. At this point, because of how few 747s are left in operation, I think I'll wait till they release a cargo one to buy one of those.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That really makes sense.
Yeah, and speaking of molds, there are some rather messed up molds out there, unfortunately, on the market.
Oh, there are, yeah.
And this month we're going to touch on everybody's favorite mold to rag on. The Gemini Jets Baby Bus molds. The absolute highest quality in model aviation.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece of art.
They have engines the sizes of 787s. The fuselage looks like it swallowed a CRJ along with I'm pulling up a picture here of the SAS that they recently released. This one actually looks alright, but the thing is...
Oh, the Neo?
Yeah, the SAS Neo.
Yep. Yeah, what can I add? That was a pretty fitting description.
Yeah, so, I mean, the thing is, I have some issues with the A320 mold. Most collectors do. Everybody likes to focus on the engines, because obviously, on the regular A320s, 19s, and 21s, they have the Neo-sized engines. And then I like to describe the Neo-sized engines on the Neo models as the Neo Pro Max engines.
Yeah, they're almost as wide as the fuselage.
And then, I'll probably end up doing a separate video on this at some point. But it's kind of hard to tell in the pictures, but there are other proportions that are off on this aircraft too. The fuselage is way too wide. It's like wider than a 757, which isn't right. And then the tail section is just really short. It's like just like a millimeter or two, just too short compared to the fuselage.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I did not notice that.
So the mold just has a lot of proportion issues. I can go into depth in a separate video on it, but yeah, this mold's just trash. They really need to move on from it and make a better one. So yeah,
absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, so that is this month's trashing of a mold. Maybe next month we'll do a non-Gemma Jets one, but hint hint, it will be a Gemma Jets.
Chances are high.
And then there has been a little bit of drama in the community. Not that much this month. It's been fairly quiet, fortunately. But there have been a couple issues. Let me see if I pull up here. So there are concerns about a couple of models that recently came out. And they both came out in the August, if I'm correct, releases. And they were the JetBlue A321 and the United Star Alliance 738.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the issue people have with the JetBlue model, I'm just pulling up here on the NG Models website, is that a lot of people got this model broken, unfortunately. They got it with wings detached, antennas detached, and it seems to have been kind of a widespread thing. Not just like one or two people got it, but it seems a lot of people did get them from multiple retailers, which is really unfortunate. This is not actually the first time that this happened. I know people are going all up in arms about this because people tend to just follow what they see. But this is actually not the first time it's happened. The first time I remember it happening was with the Southwest Heart 738. There were a couple people who got that with wings detached, but no like major creators got theirs damaged, so no one really paid attention to it.
No, there was no big issue with NG so far.
And again, I think this is just a small slip up. I think overall they'll be fine. But yeah, hopefully this resolves fairly quickly and we don't see another broken model. But overall, this isn't as bad as, like, I don't know, the engines being the size of a living room. So yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. You can fix it. You cannot fix oversized engines or proportions being wrong, but you can glue a wing back on. That's no big deal. Of course, it sucks when you get a broken model, but it's not a big deal in my opinion. And I think NG Models will resolve this problem pretty soon. Maybe they will struggle with the A321 for a while, but I don't think this is gonna carry on much more.
Yeah, it seems to be more of like just like individual run issue instead of like consistently getting models broken.
I mean, they have released a lot of A321s before, and there has never seemed to be a problem there.
Alright, so let's go to United. They've actually released a lot of Uniteds now, NG. Yeah,
that's pretty nice.
Yeah,
I like it.
So the other one that there's been some drama around is this one. It is the United Star Alliance 737-800. The issue that a lot of people had with this one is that the blue came out slightly dark, and that appears to have been because of the reference image they used to grab the colors from was taken. It was a bright day, but when the aircraft was taken off in that image, it was actually behind a cloud, so the colors turned out a little bit darker that they sampled.
Yeah, well, I do own the model. I just received it like 1 or 2 weeks ago, and it is clearly too dark, the blue. It doesn't really bother me that much. I mean, it is incorrect, but it's not that noticeable. If you look at all the NG models United planes I have the 787-9 and the 787-10. Both of them also have a little bit well, the blue is a little bit too dark on those models, especially on the engine, so it's not just with this one.
Yeah, that is fair. But this one in particular seemed to be really dark, and a lot of people were ragged on this one. But again, I think this is a one-off issue where the reference image they used was off. A fun fact with the Southwest models that they recently released, the Southwest 800 splits, they actually used my photos as reference images.
The Canyon Blue one, or
the Canyon
which
Blue
one?
And the Heart livery. I sent them some images.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
I have 2 of the Heart livery ones, so
Thank
you very much for your work.
You're welcome. They were pictures I got in Nashville. So, yeah.
And did you approach them and just send them the pictures, or how did that work?
So they were back when they were asking what the correct colors, Southwest one. I was like, okay, here's what the Southwest colors look like. Taken at Nashville, it's on the same day, in about mid-afternoon lighting and then golden hour lighting. So I sent them samples of both.
Okay.
And it appears that with the second release, so NG models often release the same model a second time or maybe even a third time. Seems they've made some slight color corrections to the Heart livery one, which had kind of a weird tone in some lighting conditions.
Okay.
And so
yeah.
So they fixed that. But yeah, overall, not too much for drama as far as like manufacturers. Todd didn't make any major slip-ups this month. At least not yet.
No.
But
fine for the moment.
Yeah. There were a couple people who did receive some Gemini jets broken, and so I'll cover that here. Red River Aviation did receive a Boeing 787-10 broken from Gemini jets, so that's not really good. And then Aviation 18 received an A350-1000 broken as well, which is really unfortunate.
The funny thing about Red River Aviation, I watched that video, and it was really funny because this, I don't remember how many models that he bought. Do you remember how many?
It was like 12.
Yeah, and the one Gemini Jets one was the one that came broken. Yeah.
I know, right? And he was like, you know, like how people sometimes take the packages. It sounded like he had bought like a Gemini Jets puzzle or something like that. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it is funny, yeah.
I know. And again, during all this, I'll have like images, some videos and such on the screen so you guys can see it full quality, you know, see what we're talking about. So yeah. Alright, so now we're here on Easy Toys, and I just want to talk about licensing real quick, because one of the things that a lot of people are claiming is that NG models and Gemini Jets and some other manufacturers are copying each other. So I want to talk about this. So right here we have a couple models that are of interest to a lot of people. This is the new Qatar Airways 787-9. You can see the NG one and the Gemini Jets one here, and there was a Phoenix one, but I believe that's already sold out. And the reason for this whole discussion has to do with the fact that a lot of models come out about the same time. So for example, recently the Spirit A321s from both NG and Gemini came out. A lot of people are thinking that they're copying each other, which could be true. I think that has actually happened. But I think a lot of this has to do with there's licensing that gets released for some models, and then a lot of companies just go ahead and make it as soon as possible. So this is a good example. Qatar Airways just got the very first 787-9, and there's a lot of excitement around that. And so model companies want to capitalize on that and produce models as quickly as possible for people who want to get a Model 1. So I think that's why that's happening, and I'm fine with it. I think it's more competition for us. It provides more models and gives us better selection. So I think it's a good thing. And yeah, I don't really think it's too much of copying. Maybe a little bit, but I don't really think it's happening that much. So that seems to be it for this month's episode. What do you guys think of it? And would you like to see Swiss 400 on the next month's episode? And yeah, comment below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you, Swiss 400 for coming on. Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
Not really. Thank you very much for this amazing opportunity to have me on your channel. I really hope I can be back for next month's video as well. Pretty cool video. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. And thank you, Swiss 400, for coming on the show. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. God bless you. Goodbye. Alright, let me go here and click stop recording.